Hey, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to highlight the car SMG. Look at that, looks really nice, so let's get into it. So first off, the fact that it was highlighted as a versatile weapon was really no pun intended, because it is quite literally a versatile weapon. Why is that? Well, I'm going to switch ammo types here, and I'm going to showcase that you can utilize light ammo. Now I have light ammo in my inventory and I have heavy ammo. What you're going to notice is interesting in terms of mag slots. I'm going to pick up a heavy mag and I'm also going to pick up a light mag. I'm going to put those in the inventory here, and notice that there is going to be no difference in terms of the weapon that you're using. So we're going to shoot against the wall here in a second, but you'll notice that when I reload here, that's heavy ammo. I'm going to put a light mag in it. Let's reload again. Look at that. So you can use light attachments and you switch it over and it works as a light gun for both. So I'm going to switch this over and put the heavy mag in here instead. You'll notice that my ammo type is still light. You're going to notice that it can still be utilized there. So I'm going to switch these all back and forth consistently here, because I want to highlight the fact that the recoil pattern does not change and the damage also does not change when you're utilizing the car SMG with various ammo types as well as magazines. So I'm going to switch them back and forth consistently here. Now, understand that there's going to be a bit of variance in spread, and you notice that this wall, I'm trying to keep my crosshair steady here so I don't accidentally mess it up for you guys. Just want to understand how the recoil works for this weapon. I'm going to switch it back again here. And you're going to notice there that the recoil pattern is well within its variance. There's a little bit of variance, and that's just called spread. That happens with most guns in pretty much every video game that you're going to play. For the most part, that happens to have spread when utilizing these various guns, and I am a little bit closer, just as an FYI, from where I was at before. And we're going to switch it back, and I'm going to showcase that the damage is the same when shooting this gun. I really personally like the car SMG. It kind of fits in between a R99 and a Volt. Specifically, it just kind of fills that niche, and the power comes from behind it. And the biggest tip I can employ is that, let's say for example your friend is utilizing a heavy gun, or excuse me, light gun, and you want to instead use the heavy mag and give them in fact maybe the light mag for them, then you can do that. The option is available for you then to switch out resources so you're not spread thin, as well as heavy ammo or light ammo. So there is the versatility that it does employ. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the mags. I want you guys to see the fact that this does not change in terms of damage. I'm going to switch it 260. You see there. Switch it over to heavy. Boom. You're going to see 260 done as well. The recoil, again, like I mentioned, does not change. And let's talk about the mag sizes. The mag sizes are the same across the board. So if I have a level 1, you saw it did 260 damage. It now does 200. There we go, 286. Sorry, I had to reload the magazine. Let's reload again. Shoot, we got 312. Let's get the last magazine here. And you're going to see 351 with a full mag. Now, if you have the light mag on the R99, you'll notice a difference in damage, that it does more damage than the R99 comparatively versus the car. Now, the car SMG, you'll notice, has more of a kick horizontally than it has a vertical kick, which is why it's very much similar. So I'm going to shoot the wall here. Let's find an empty space. Perfect. And I'm going to showcase here. We're going to line up and we're going to shoot. I also want to point out a bug that I've noticed with the car SMG. Let's go a little bit to the right. Doop, doop, doop. Now you'll notice here, this tends to pull. It's more vertical, but then it becomes more horizontal at the end there, versus the R99 that kind of becomes horizontal at the very, very tail end. You'll notice that the car SMG kind of kicks up a little bit more. So let's go and shoot that again. I want you to highlight that one last time, and just to kind of go for the proof, I'm going to showcase it with the light mag, with the light ammo type instead. Perfect. And now I'm going to showcase the R99 again. And you'll see the horizontal just kind of happens more or less at the end. And it's a very similar pattern, but the car has a slightly lower rate of fire with a little bit more damage. Now I want to show you the problem that I have with the car SMG, especially with the irons. I'm going to specifically highlight it. So I want you to look at the center of the screen. Okay, let me go against something that's a bit darker here. We're going to use that. Perfect. You'll notice whenever I move left, only left though, that it trails a bit behind. It's a bit strange. This is the problem that the wingman had before. You notice, but whenever I utilize a, let me grab this here, and maybe this will be fixed in live, but I want to highlight it so you understand. You'll notice that it doesn't happen with the 1X, right? This doesn't happen with the hollow. It's very sticky. It just works. It stays very much center. The problem with the irons you'll see is that they kind of float a little bit. They're not in the center of the screen. It happens more or less when you go from left to right and you pull, not when you go from right to left. A little bit, but it's not that bad. Just something to really highlight if you're using irons on this gun. I highly recommend making sure you have a 1X or a 2X or something to put on it, because it makes it much easier to shoot. Trust me, when I was using it, it made me feel like something was wrong with the weapon. There wasn't anything wrong. It's just what you're looking at visually that can be a little overwhelming. So again, when you're utilizing this gun, make sure just to pull essentially directly down. I'm going to put a, let's put a 1X on it. You just want to pull down, and at the very end, it kind of becomes more or less a jiggle, and you just kind of keep your spray at the center, just as you would pretty much an R99. And it'll get better. You just want to tighten your spread as much as humanly possible with this, and over time, this is going to get easier, especially towards the end, and once you kind of get used to the fire. This really melts up close. I found on Storm's Point, which is the new map, that it felt it's a little bit underwhelming on that map specifically. I think this gun is going to do better on Kings Canyon, or if you're playing World's Edge and you're fighting very close quarters. So if you're playing a very aggro Legend, the Car SMG is fantastic, but be careful not to run an R9 and a Volt with the Car SMG specifically. You're going to find that you're limited in terms of your long range. You're going to get absolutely obliterated on Storm's Point if somebody using a sniper, a flatline, an R301, a 30-30, a Rampage, anything up above the line. Just know that the map is kind of designed to be more long range, because the map is really large. So if you happen to use a Legend, when we go through this list, I highly recommend more or less like Ash just to get in, maybe Lobo if you can teleport at an angle, or get an off angle, Octane with his jump pad, Bloodhound if you can scan to get an optimal position, Gibraltar with his bubble to push in close. Legends that this struggles with specifically are defensive Legends that play more support, such as Watson or Rampart, Crypto because of his drone when he's a little further away. Any Legend that tends to fall behind that plays defensively, even Caustic, unless you're pushing him in a building, then a Car SMG is fantastic. Just think outside the box with this gun to make sure that you're getting close and dirty with it. You can control the recoil from a distance. It's really not that bad. You'll kind of see the kick. Feels a little bit more overwhelming whenever you're shooting from a distance, and even me, I have to get used to this. It just kind of feels like an awkward R99 or Volt, which I usually feel just a little bit more comfortable shooting, and I'm more zoomed in with that, just so you can kind of see it. But overall, it has its place, and hopefully you found this a guide, and these quick tips are helpful just to mastering the Car SMG to get you from your basis of understanding what is happening underlying with the weapon, and just so you're not missing some of the tidbits with it. So again, hopefully this is helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.